Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
On this show, we're going to talk about something I'm extremely passionate about. It's extreme customer service, and I can't think of a better person to talk about that than Robby Peters. He is the Clubhouse Manager at Gleneagles Country Club. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Very cool. Well, you joined Gleneagles just over a year ago. My wife and I are members there, and I instantly recognized this guy has this hunger for extreme customer service. Where does that come from?
It comes from being genuinely wanting to take care of people. I mean, it's in me. It comes from my sports background. It comes from that wanting to win all the time and be the best. And I just kind of think that and talk that and speak that, and it just it happens.
And you have quite a resume. Before you came to Gleneagles, you were at the Dallas Country Club, and they know a little something about customer service there, don't they?
That's right. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be at Dallas Country Club and be around some pretty heavy hitters and some pros in the industry. And prior to that, it was Northwood Club, which is right close to here. And then I got to spend about 6 years with this company called Discovery Land Company.
Yes.
And really travel the country in the Bahamas and Hawaii, and different cultures and different ways of customer service, and just kind of a mixed bag of it. And,
Yep.
And then here we go.
Well, many of the viewers know that Club Corp is based here in Dallas, and this is kind of the crown jewel of the Club Corp family. And so the big bosses will sometimes come and entertain at Gleneagles, won't they?
Correct. Yeah. Gleneagles has a reputation for being one of the stronger elite premier clubs within the Club Corp family. And yeah, just the location and Plano, and we get Mr. Pillsbury and Chuck Fetterston and Bob Morris and some of those guys coming in, playing golf, entertaining, some business decisions. So it's awesome to be a part of that. You can't run away from that. That's good exposure for me.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So we're going to show some pictures of people dining, because you're over food service for the whole club. Is that the pool?
Correct.
And the course and everything? Why don't you describe some of these pictures we're looking at?
So this is our sous chef, Brian, and he's out on the driving range, hot dogs, tacos. This is actually out on the golf course during a tournament over at the King's Table. Here we go, some holiday drinks, right? And then some new menu items, kind of elevated hamburger. Chef's famous fried ribs,
yes,
right
sir.
there in a to-go. Obviously, we've had to change our way of thinking, but that's what it's all about right there.
Yeah.
Members having a great time, and we're just lucky enough to be a part of it.
Yeah. And so much, obviously you have a great golf course and tennis and the pool and stuff, but a club can live or die by food service, can't it?
Absolutely. And when I came in, not to say that I've changed it by any means, but I've been a part of the culture change. And whether you're at Dallas Country Club and a $40 million building, or you're in Plano at Gleneagles at a 40-year-old building, service is service. Mm-hmm. And when you step up in front of somebody and you're on and you're navigating the experience, a lot of it is with the food. And
yes.
The food can definitely turn, and that can be the conversation around the table, and it can spread like wildfire. But the trick is to control the service, control the table, control the experience. And if it's not right, empower their staff to make it right.
Yes.
You know, whether it's a comp here or an invite back there or a handwritten thank you card, and it goes into more than just the food.
Yeah.
But that's definitely why they're there.
Well, and I have to compliment you on attention to detail, because when Victoria and I are dining there, it's always, Mr. Crilley, Miss Snee.
Sure.
Just saying a member's name makes a difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's a home away from home experience for the membership, and they're paying a premium to be there. The expectation's pretty high, and we want them to feel like they're the most important person in the room. And so a lot of my day is freed up for what's about to happen, and make sure that I have those moments in the dining room, and make sure that we're doing and taking our notes and calling people by name, and wishing them a good day and walking them to the restroom and following up with them. It's just like, as a clubhouse manager, I feel like it is my home up there, and so I treat people like if they were walking into my house. You know, with the greet and take the jacket and offer the beverage and introduce them to everybody, and that's what's fun. I just get to be a part of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We were talking off camera about the interview process. Can you tell within 15, 20 seconds whether a person would be a good employee?
I think so. I think it's body posture. It's whether they're using my name. Are they initiating the handshake? Those things that just come natural to them. You can't teach that stuff. Right. And so somebody that has that basic understanding of self-promotion and that customer service kind of thing, you can tell right away. So typically the resume goes in the trash, and then we just sit there and talk for a minute. Just want to get a feel of what they're into.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of just navigate from there. We can teach anybody to take an order, to mix a drink or whatever the job may be up at the club. But you can't teach common sense. You can't teach somebody that really wants to impress.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with your Facebook communications. You have a lot of the staff making little videos that make it's warm and inviting. We've got one clip that you did a few weeks ago. Let's roll that now.
Hey everybody, this is Robby, your Clubhouse Manager up at Gleneagles. If you don't have plans tonight, why don't you come on out and see us up here at the club. We have our East Coast Seafood Boil taking place over in the grill. We have movie night for family night. And we're also doing our Charity Classic tennis tournament over at the tennis facility. So like I said, if you don't have anything going on, make your way up here to the club. We look forward to seeing you.
See, I thought that was a really nice touch. Was that your idea, or where did that come from?
It is. It's just, what, we don't have the brand new this and the brand new that. And so what we got to do is we got to find a way to be different. And it's being genuine, right? And it's being not afraid to kind of put yourself out there and create the family atmosphere. And so leading by example and doing one of those little videos like that and putting it out on Facebook, just the response that I get walking through the clubhouse of, you really kind of care.
Yes.
And people are starting to take notice, and you can kind of feel the buzz around there. And I mean, we're not doing anything that's hard. We're just giving effort, have a good attitude. Those are the two things that you really can't teach.
And you played baseball. That's a team sport. What did you learn from being on that kind of team that applies to what you do today?
Yeah, the whole team thing, the background. Lucky for me, I was kind of this utility player, right? So I never really owned a position on the field. But I was the guy, if somebody had an off day, I was filling in. Or if somebody didn't, for whatever reason, mistake, I was in. And so I got to learn the value of kind of knowing a little bit about a lot of things and just being able to fill in and to keep the momentum going. And that's what I got to do. If I don't show up to work, the club's still going to be there. It's going to go on. People are going to show up, order. But when I'm there, if I can offer something to the team to kind of motivate it or kickstart it or maybe think about something a little bit differently, that's the value of my position. And I think you got to kind of think that way. I'm not an expert at this stuff, but I have the mindset that we're going to be better tomorrow than we are today.
I love it. And he leads by example. You're something of a marathon man. How many straight days did you work when you first joined Gleneagles?
I went for about 75 days straight,
Wow.
right? And was encouraged by others to take a day off. But to me, it was the trick to changing the culture of the club. And they couldn't they couldn't take a day off.
Yes.
And I mean they, the staff. Right? Because I was there, I wasn't going away.
Yep.
We were gonna show up, we were gonna work. And it was something that I don't think they'd seen before.
Yep.
And again, it goes back to the attitude, to the effort that you put in, right? It probably drove my wife crazy that I did that. But
Well, you know, I just finished watching the Michael Jordan series. Did you
Yeah,
watch it at all?
loved it.
Yeah, and so I'm going to give you a new moniker. You are the Michael Jordan of food service. How's that? Is that
I'll take it.
Is that too high a bar?
I'll take it. No, I love that. You know, and he has that mindset where he's pushing all the time and constantly calling you out and, you know, want to be the best at his craft. And so, yeah, that's a huge compliment. Absolutely. Awesome. But that's how I got to get myself motivated, right? We're not building trinkets and widgets in the back. We're there taking orders and selling memberships and creating an experience, you know, and that's key. I tell the servers, I'm like, we're not order takers. Don't work in the box of food service. You're selling an experience right now. You're making sure that this member is coming back, and that if they're hosting or entertaining a friend, there's a possibility of another member joining the club. So with that as kind of the foundation of what we do, I mean, you got to go forward every single day. You can't take a day off.
Outstanding. Robby, you've been a great guest. Thank you so much for your inspiration. We're going to put your website up. It's clubcorp.com, and you can navigate to Gleneagles Country Club. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.